The High 5 Knuckles Up 2 pay-per-view event was simply amazing. Perfect audio and video quality, everything seemed flawless. And even the press conference was really amazing. The way the athletes prepared for it was kind of evident. And I think some of the arm wrestlers who have competed at East vs West and King of the Table should learn how to prepare for a press conference.
Knuckles Up rang you and they said, we want you to pull someone of Ryan Bowen's caliber.
몰랐다고 솔직히.
He honestly didn't know who Ryan Bowen was.
Two undercard matches. First one was won by Walker convincingly 3-0 over Patruncio with dominant hand control and pronation. Second match between Elizabeth and Merline. I think these matches were good enough to kind of let us know that the pay-per-view is worth buying. It was really awesome. So first round, Merline got rocked by total side pressure dominance by Elizabeth Ray. She arm wrestled just like Todd Hutchings does, with with way less experience. But man, the style was almost similar. Side pressure with slightly broken back wrist and intact pronation. The next round, Merline came back with experience and she kept hand control and composure, top rolled Elizabeth and got the win. Looked like she is going to make a comeback and turned the tables around, but that wasn't the case. In the third round, once again, Elizabeth Ray, same side pressure dominance, way too much for her opponent, got the victory in the third round as well. The winner 3-1, and she called out Victoria Carlson for the upcoming match. And then the pay-per-view main event, Kamil Jablonski versus Kody per Merritt. I've already uploaded a detailed video about this one. Please check that out. In short, too much press by Kamil Jablonski. Kody per Merritt's elbow kept flying off the side of the pad and also off the back of the pad in one round. He simply had no answer. Not even once did he stop the match close to center. He was always on the losing side, always got buried like 6-7 different times in a best of 5 super match. So total domination. The only thing I didn't like in this match was the way the referee was allowing him to start with a flopped wrist. That is something that shouldn't happen right there. The wrist should have been straight. It is not only about curling the wrist in, which gives you advantage. Some athletes can gain advantage by flopping their own wrist back as well, and that is against the rules. So co-main event, the penultimate match was between Ryan Blue Bowen versus Korean arm wrestler. I don't think he's the number one in Korea. He has been beaten recently by a couple of guys, but he was for a small point of time. So Baek Yeol was not strong enough to deal with Ryan Bowen's technique, his top roll and his press. So this is what we all assumed. First round was kind of a fair, even slip. Both were happy. There, Ryan got away with something there. Clearly, the position is not ideal. Like, he's covering the knuckles and his finger is like way higher than his opponent. Got a good top roll hit, got stopped an inch above the pad. And that's when we thought that the match is on. He's going to put the brakes on and bring Ryan back with a flop press, which he did, but then Ryan followed up with a shoulder press and got the job done. And that was the story in all of the rounds. Then Ryan had to bail out a couple of times with an elbow foul, maybe because he was feeling something that was going to tire him out and maybe turn the match around. But Ryan was way too smart, way too technical. Took a couple of fouls, but then still took his wrist and followed up with a press. The third round, once again, side pressure hit and then got the job done with a perfect press. This is something that Ryan was able to do back in 2019 as well against Alan Guerra. So there is no way he was losing to that kind of arm wrestler who doesn't have the center with a flop wrist position. If you have Ryan on the losing side with the flop wrist, maybe he can lose, but not on his own winning side. Never going to happen. Then we have Adam Wawrzynski versus Andrei. That was insane. Adam just curled him in without the straps, and that was a dominant display of strength. But then, first round was easy. Second round, the opponent got a good hit. Andrei surprised Adam, but the endurance part is something that you just cannot deal with if you are arm wrestling Adam, the Warzone Wawrzynski. So easy, or maybe not so easy, kind of a struggling rounds, but if it is an endurance game, it eventually turns out to be an easy match for Adam Warzone Wawrzynski, and that's how he won this match 3-0. In a hook, dominant victory in first couple of rounds, and in the final round, he just top rolled him, contained him without the straps. I keep on saying dominant because it seemed to be that way, but all of the rounds were pretty long and Adam had to tire him out. Then he got the win. So it was on endurance, not kind of dominant. Victory speech, he was confident that bring anyone over, I'm ready to deal with everyone. Jason Merlo versus Tom Holland, match of the year. This is simply amazing. Just for this match, you should purchase the pay-per-view. So Tom Holland was able to set the hook on Jason Merlo. I was surprised to see that. Well, maybe not, because it is almost impossible to top roll Tom Holland. He has such an amazing ability to set the hook. So Tom Holland got the job done in a hook, pinned Jason Merlo. I never thought that Jason could do anything against him inside a hook, but I thought Jason is going to win by top roll. So second round, quick surprise side pressure high hook kind of move by Jason Merlo got the score to 1-1. Then Tom Holland curled him in once again, and this round he got back. So there were many fouls back and forth. Jason Merlo arm wrestled really smart. Whenever he thought he got stopped, he got sucked in a hook, he elbow fouled and came out of that situation, and later ended up winning that round. So really amazing strategy by Jason Merlo. I really appreciate that. Thought about taking a screenshot for this match because this was an amazing moment when Tom Holland defeated him. So Jason Merlo inside a hook got the job done. This fourth round was probably one of the most aggressive attacks that I've ever seen. Good job, Jason Merlo, got the job done. And fifth round got stopped. Tom was about to beat him, elbow fouled, then came back with a side pressure fast hit and got the job done. This is how Jason Merlo won this match. 3-2. Definitely. Well, there have not been many matches till now, but match of the year. Really amazing. And Jason Merlo once again said, bring about anyone here. I'm ready to beat all. RVJ versus Brandon Allan. Look at that left small S arm compared to the right arm. He's doing giant pumpkin training for sure. So big size difference, about 90 pounds, but it did not matter. Finger containment, that's what we were talking about. Hand control that RVJ has is going to be a problem for Brandon Allan. He tried everything he can to slip, but he couldn't. Well, I should not say everything, because I didn't like the fact that Brandon did not utilize the elbow fouls that he had. He had 3 elbow fouls every single round to utilize before he got pinned without being able to slip. That's what he should have done. That should have been a part of his strategy, but he didn't do that. Once again, bear pass as Rob is indicating here. Second round, once again, he tried to slip but couldn't. From this insane position, Rob brought him back and then pressed him with just total finger containment. This is the man who used to close a COC 4 gripper. Like, how are you going to slip against him unless you are stronger than him? And today, Brandon Allan was not stronger than him. This also looked like a pin, but then the referee discussed it. They saw the replays and then they called it a slip. But even in the straps, I thought Brandon Allan can hit his King's move, but he couldn't. Too much side pressure, too much speed, too much pronation by Rob Vigeant Jr. And the trash talk, man. If somebody is watching RVJ for the first time here competing, then he's for sure going to dislike him, thinking that he's a big bully. But man, I really enjoyed the trash talk a lot. So declared himself as the man, said that I can beat almost everyone, bring everyone here. I really liked Rob's confidence. He looked the most confident that I've seen in a long time. And this period of his motivation has lasted for longer than I expected it to be. I hope it continues in the future as well. Once again, look at the size difference in both of the arms. Then he called out Ryan Blue Bowen. And after that, Ryan also won his match. They've agreed. I think Knuckles Up 3, we are going to see Rob Vigeant Jr. versus Ryan Bowen. They compared their forearm and wrist sizes. I think forearms are similar. Wrist, Ryan has a little bit, maybe half an inch size over Rob. But the trash talk has already started between these two. Now they're more respectful than they were in the past. Well, Ryan was always respectful, but now Rob is also respectful. And I just cannot wait to see this match. Knuckles Up pay-per-view event was simply amazing, guys. Please purchase the pay-per-view if you haven't already. Thanks for watching. Like the video and subscribe.